Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into NB12. Coming up tonight in news, the National Security Minister gets an earful from local pastors. Government officially opens the Airport Gateway project. A minister defends an American actor's $1,000 drug possession fine. Plus, a new mammography machine for PMH. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Bonnie Tude, and NB12 starts now. Tonight, controversy surrounding the gambling referendum continues. This time, the president of the Bahamas Christian Council is blasting government over Webshops, which still remain open after the majority of Bahamians who headed to the polls back in January voted no. Christina McNeil has more in this report.
President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Ranford Patterson, expressing disappointment that the Ministry of National Security and Police have not enforced the will of the people when it comes to the outcome of the January gaming referendum. It was just one of a host of recommendations and suggestions coming out of a crime forum held today.
I must talk about the gambling issue. Can't leave that. Minister, I worked hard in January leading up to the referendum. We worked real hard. You told us, the government told us, that whatever the decision of the people is, it'll be the will of the government. We cannot be selective, Minister, on enforcement.
Patterson's comments come as the fate of web shop operations in the Bahamas stand to be decided in a substantive Supreme Court case. This is not the first time the Christian Council president has spoken out on the issue. This summer, Patterson said it was disappointing and concerning to see web shops with their doors still open and in some cases franchises expanding. Authorities have previously said certain things must happen before police can shut down web shops, namely evidence of illegal activity, including gaming taking place within those businesses. Today, Patterson said if it's illegal, just shut it down. Otherwise, it contributes to the lack of respect for police and the rule of law in the country.
If a strip club is illegal to operate a strip club in the Bahamas, and you arrest the strippers and the owners of the clubs, if gambling is illegal in our country, we expect the same level, sir, of enforcement. That's all I'm asking. If it's illegal, let's deal with it. If it's not illegal, then we move on. But if it's illegal, those things that are illegal in this country, Minister, we need to deal with them. We cannot turn a blind eye on some stuff because the criminals are watching this. When I go to the United States, the first thing I do, I put on my seatbelt. I check my speed, the speed I'm making. Every light, if it's turning on yellow, I stop. Because I know the police, they are everywhere. We don't have the same level of fear or respect for our law enforcement officers here. And I believe, sir, you're the man to change that.
Pastors gathered at Salem Union Baptist Church to discuss possible solutions to some of the country's crime problems with National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage and other national security officials in a spin-off of the National Crime Forum held in August. A plethora of suggestions were put forward, including examining whether there may be a racial aspect to crime in the country and targeting school-age children who roam the streets when they should be in school.
What is the white community doing that we could learn from them? It must be something different that they are doing with the socialization of their people that we could learn from them. There are no bar rooms in Blair. There are no number houses in Blair.
We must re-implement truancy officer sub. On a given day, there are too many children out of school. I feel as if you can get truancy officers right from your church.
Another public crime forum is set for next Thursday at Abundant Life Church beginning at 7:30 p.m. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.
There were quite a few raised eyebrows yesterday after American actor Craig T. Robinson was fined for being convicted of drug possession. Many consider the sentence lenient given the mandatory minimums for drug possession with intent put in place in 2011. But the Minister of State for Legal Affairs is defending the court's decision while also commenting on where he sees the future of drug possession charges going in the Bahamas. Paige McCartney tells us more.
The American actor and comedian was just told to pay a $1,000 fine and then was deported, but some consider that a slap on the wrist compared to the 4-year prison sentence that he could have gotten.
The actor was found with 18 ecstasy pills and half a gram of marijuana in his luggage as he was attempting to depart Lynden Pindling International Airport. At his arraignment and sentencing yesterday before Magistrate Andrew Forbes, the actor admitted that he brought the drugs into the country and claimed he did not know that marijuana was illegal in the Bahamas. But even though the Hollywood star was told by the judge that the minimum sentence for both of the drug possession counts he incurred was normally 4 years imprisonment, he was given what appeared to be a much lighter sentence, paying a $1,000 fine or face 6 months in prison. Robinson paid the fine and was ordered deported. When asked why there was such a light sentence for the 41-year-old star of NBC's show The Office and the movies Hot Tub Time Machine and Pineapple Express, Minister of State for Legal Affairs Damian Gomez said each case brought before the court is different and sentencing is based on numerous variables.
Sentencing is peculiar in this sense. The sentence that may be given to one individual is tailored to that particular individual. So you look at his background, whether he is remorseful about what he did, the effect of a custodial sentence, whether he's pleaded guilty. So it's difficult to look at one case and compare it with another because there's so many variables in sentencing.
Gomez, who admitted to NB12 that he was not intimately familiar with the case, said there was nothing wrong with the court's decision.
There are guidelines for sentencing. I haven't really followed that case as yet. I have no reason to believe that the magistrate acted improperly until I know the specific facts relating to that particular person. I'd be slow to comment on it.
This all comes as government considers implementing a drug treatment court that would provide rehabilitation to those convicted of possessing small amounts of illegal drugs rather than having them serve hard time in prison. It also comes after CARICOM heads discussed at the 27th meeting of the Bureau last month in Port of Spain, Trinidad, the decriminalization of marijuana and its production for medical purposes in certain jurisdictions in the region. Gomez said while government isn't considering legalizing marijuana at this time, it recognizes the backlog in the justice system caused by charges for the possession of small amounts.
The advantage of it is that you don't clog up your court system with a lot of matters that really are not as serious as others. So it's being recognized regionally and globally. There are other countries which have actually abolished it as an offense. So, we haven't decided to go that far, but that is the modern trend internationally.
Former Christian Council President Bishop Simeon Hall has gone on record to NB12 to say that a lesser penalty, like community service, is a more fitting sentence for Bahamians convicted of possession of small amounts of marijuana. Reporting for NB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Prime Minister Perry Christie admitted today he was pleasantly surprised by the airport gateway project, a development Progressive Liberal Party members of Parliament voted against while in opposition back in 2010. This afternoon, Christie and other government officials attending the ceremony for the project, which is said to be 99% complete.
As the former Prime Minister once said, some people sow and others reap.
More than 3 years after PLP MPs rejected a resolution to borrow nearly $58 million to construct a new highway, Prime Minister Christie officially opened the 6.2 miles of road. Back then, the PLP, which was in opposition, said it could not accept the loan requirement to bring in 200 Chinese workers to build the dual-lane highway.
In the House of Assembly, when the package was first proposed, it attracted considerable critical observations from myself and others. Because at the time, we thought that the roadways could have been built by Bahamian contractors. And we thought a golden opportunity was being missed.
However, today, Christie said he must recognize the work of their predecessor, the Ingram administration. He added that the project was wonderfully executed and $41 million was pumped directly into Bahamian companies.
In essence, the majority of this work, the significant majority of this work, were being executed by Bahamians and Bahamian companies.
Much to our pleasant surprise, that became the result.
500 local employees have contributed 750,000 working hours to this highway. The project, which transformed John F. Kennedy Drive, included the construction of a dual carriageway, 9 roundabouts, and the underground installation of a 24-inch water main. Bahamian and Chinese officials tested out the new airport gateway in antique race cars. The road is substantially complete, with all 4 lanes now open to traffic. However, landscaping continues. Chinese Ambassador Hu Shan and Executive Vice President of China Construction America Tiger Wu say the airport gateway not only created employment opportunities for Bahamians, but enhanced their quality of life.
The gateway will further boost the development of the tourism industry, as well as the prosperity of the economy of Bahamas.
Although the highway only stretches for several miles, it embodies the long-standing friendship between the Bahamas and China.